That stutter is not a mechanical flaw. It is a symptom. We have dissected the spirit, the chemistry, and the very sense of self. But we have missed the most critical dimension of all, the one in which the entire operation takes place. The dimension of time. What if alcohol's ultimate function was not just to change who you are, but when you are? To trap you in a temporal loop so perfect, so insidious, that escaping it feels like betraying reality itself. This is the final layer of the architecture. Welcome to Chronoturgy, the art and manipulation of time perception, and how it has been weaponized against the evolution of consciousness. I am Napoleon Inspires, and today we will navigate the fourth-dimensional labyrinth. We will uncover how a simple molecule can become a time lock on the human soul, hijacking your past, colonizing your present, and holding your future hostage. Part 1. The illusion of expansion, how alcohol steals time. The first lie is the promise of more time. A long night out, the feeling that hours stretch and blur. This is not expansion. It is temporal dilution. Sober, conscious time is rich, layered, and integrated. Each moment is a bead on a string, connected to the last and leading to the next, carrying the full weight of memory, intention, and consequence. Alcohol dissolves the string. The beads scatter. You experience time not as a narrative flow, but as a disconnected series of nows, each one emotionally heightened but contextually empty. This is why you can have a 5-hour epic night that, in memory, collapses into a few flashes, a laugh, a song, a blur. The density of lived experience is gone. You didn't have more time. You had less time with the meaning removed. Neurologically, this is the sabotage of the hippocampal cortical dialogue. The hippocampus stamps experiences with time and place. The cortex weaves them into story. Alcohol severs this connection. Experiences are logged as raw data without a timestamp or a storyline. You are left with the sensation of time having passed, but not the proof of having lived through it. Part 2. The past as anchor, regression and the repetition compulsion. Observe a person deeply intoxicated. Watch the emotional range collapse. The humor becomes juvenile. The grievances, ancient and rehearsed. The passions, simplistic and demanding. This is not mere inhibition loss. This is temporal regression. Alcohol doesn't just lower guards. It reactivates outdated emotional software. It pulls consciousness backward along its own timeline to the last point where emotions were this raw, unprocessed, and binary, often adolescence or childhood. Why? Because that past version of you is a captured asset. It is a loop of pain, longing, or rebellion that was never fully integrated. It is a wound that never learned to heal. The substance acts as a bridge back to that wound. Every binge is, in part, an unconscious pilgrimage to the site of an old spiritual injury. You're not seeking pleasure. You are reenacting a search for a solution your younger self never found. This is the hidden engine of the repetition compulsion, not just psychological, but temporal. You're trying to solve a past problem with a past version of yourself, using a tool that guarantees you will fail, keeping the wound open and the loop active. Part 3. The present as prison, the eternal now of craving. With the past hijacked as a wound, and the future obscured by fog, the true prison is built in the present, but not the sacred present of mindfulness. A corrupted, shrunken, desperate present, the present of craving. This is the addict's now. It is a present moment devoid of context or possibility, wholly occupied by a single, tunneling need. The next drink, the next fix, the next escape from the anxiety that the last escape created. Alcohol engineers this perfectly. The initial effect promises a false expansion, the buzz, but the biochemical aftermath, the crashing dopamine, the glutamate rebound, the inflammatory response, creates a physiological and psychic contractile state. The world shrinks. Time collapses into a countdown to relief. All past joys and future dreams are invalidated by the overwhelming, immediate truth of the craving. You are no longer a being moving through time. You are a stationary node of need, with time painfully streaming past you. This is the ultimate drifting Napoleon Hill warned of, drifting not through space, but through a nightmare version of time where you're always arriving at a station you just left. Part 4. The future as fiction, the collapse of potential. The future is not a place. For a conscious being, it is a field of potentiated possibility. It is the realm of goals, growth, legacy, and spiritual becoming. Your ability to project yourself into a vivid, compelling future is the very engine of evolution. Alcohol systematically dismantles this engine through two mechanisms. Neurogenesis sabotage. The hippocampus, crucial for both memory and imagining the future, is one of the few brain regions that can grow new neurons. Alcohol is a potent suppressant of hippocampal neurogenesis. You're not just losing past memories. You are destroying the biological hardware needed to generate future scenarios. Your mind becomes impoverished of possible use. This ceiling of expectation, repeated intoxication, teaches the subconscious a brutal lesson. The highest relief, the greatest social belonging, the most potent escape is found here, in this bottle. This creates an invisible ceiling. Any vision of a future self, healthier, wealthier, more spiritual, pales in emotional vividness and reward potential compared to the neurologically branded memory of the intoxicated state. Your future becomes a theoretical concept, while your past, of drinking, holds all the emotional color. You choose the vivid past over the grayscale future every time. Your future thus becomes a mere extension of the present prison. It's not a land of promise. It's just more time to manage the craving. Part 5. The fourth dimensional entity, feeding on loops. We must now confront a difficult, metaphysical proposition. If time is a dimension, and consciousness can become stuck in a repetitive, energetically charged loop within it, what might be attracted to such a structure? Ancient esoteric traditions speak of larval entities or egregores. These are not classic demons. They are non-conscious, fourth-dimensional thought forms that coalesce around repeated human actions and emotions. They grow in strength by the repetition of the loop. Think of a popular bar. The energy isn't just the people there tonight. It is the accumulated, fossilized energy of every argument, every burst of false joy, every moment of despair that has ever occurred there. That atmosphere has a weight, a presence. That is a low-level egregore. Your personal drinking ritual, repeated, generates a micro-egregore, a faint, fourth-dimensional shell that expects to be fed by the same emotions, the same chemical release at the same intervals. This is the true source of the habit feel. It's not just neural pathways. It is a passive, temporal structure that you have built around yourself, and it exerts a gentle, persistent pull back into its cycle. It feeds on the time you waste and grows stronger by convincing you that time is all you have to waste. Part 6. The symptoms of temporal dislocation. How do you know you're trapped in the time lock? The Groundhog Day effect. Weeks, months, years blur into sameness. You have difficulty placing memories in time. Nostalgia as a drug. You obsess over past glory days, often drinking days, not with wisdom, but with a yearning to re-inhabit them. Future anxiety and fatalism. The future feels either blank, I can't imagine my life in 5 years, or predetermined for failure. Goal setting feels pointless. The vanishing present. You are chronically late, lose track of time easily, or feel a frantic sense that time is slipping away without your ability to grasp it. Inability to digest experience. Life events, good or bad, don't seem to integrate into a cohesive story of you. You have experiences, but you don't grow from them. Part 7. Shattering the chronometer. The practice of temporal reintegration. Escaping requires more than quitting a substance. It requires relearning how to inhabit time. This is a practical, daily discipline. 1. The anchor point meditation. Each morning, before anything else, sit for 3 minutes. Feel your body. Listen to the room. Then, say internally, I am here. Now, this point in time is real, and I am present in it. You are setting a clean, sober timestamp. You are declaring sovereignty over this coordinate in space-time. 2. Future self-journaling. Not goal setting, experience setting. Each Sunday, write for 10 minutes from the perspective of yourself 1 year from now. Write in the present tense. It is amazing to me, looking back, how I started each day anchored. My mind is clear. I am working on X, which fulfills me because you are not fantasizing. You are projecting a coherent consciousness into the future and pulling it towards you. 3. Past recontextualization ritual. Take a specific, charged memory linked to drinking, a shameful event, a great night. Revisit it in meditation. But this time, visualize your current, sober consciousness entering that past moment as a silent, compassionate observer. Do not change the events. Simply observe them from your anchored, present awareness. Then, speak a single sentence of context from now to then. I see your pain. I see your search. The answer was not there. The answer is here, with me now. You are using your present awareness to heal the past's gravitational pull. 4. The temporal diet. For 1 month, conduct an audit of your time nutrition. What feeds a distorted time sense? Mindless scrolling, infinite, context less present. Binge-watching, surrender of narrative control. Gossip, living in others' temporal dramas. Consciously replace these with time-rich foods. Learning a slow skill, woodworking, music, walking in nature, observing natural cycles, reading deep literature, following a complex narrative over time. 5. The ritual of sequence. Create one daily, non-negotiable sequence of actions done with deliberate, slow attention. E.g., making a morning coffee. Feel the kettle wait, hear the boil, smell the grounds, watch the steam. Do not multitask. You are reprogramming your brain to perceive sequence, cause, and effect, the fundamental fabric of healthy time. 6. Forgiveness of time lost. This is critical. You must perform a ritual to forgive yourself for the years you perceive as lost. Write them down on paper. Say it aloud. I exchange my regret for these years for the wisdom of their lesson. I sanctify this time as the necessary journey to my present awakening. I reclaim all energy still trapped in those loops. Burn the paper. You are not erasing the past. You are changing its charge from regret to foundation. Time is not the enemy. Distorted time is the cage. You were never meant to be a ghost haunting the corridors of your own yesterday, or a prisoner begging for tomorrow. You are meant to be the architect of your time, the gardener who plants in one season, tends in another, and harvests in a third, fully present for all. Alcohol sought to make you a time traveler stuck in a storm. The way out is not to travel faster. It is to become the eye of the storm, the still, sovereign point from which all time, past, present, and future, radiates in perfect, meaningful order. The lock is on the inside. You are always the key. This is Napoleon inspires. Recalibrate your chronometer. Your time begins now.